There are so many skins to choose from in Fortnite that we're not surprised Epic Games has looked at their fellow video game developers for inspiration. Hey, there's nothing wrong with it. It's hard to have something completely original in this day and age. It's very clear that quite a few of our favorite Fortnite skins were at least partly inspired by video game characters. So today, that's what we'll be taking a look at. Rogue Agent. You saw it in the thumbnail, so we figured, you know what, let's just start with it. We don't want to keep you guys hanging the entire video. The Rogue Agent skin might be very simple, but it's definitely one of the nicer looking ones in all of Fortnite, with players like Certified Meme God still using it today. The skin was first available on March 27th, 2018, as part of the first Fortnite Battle Royale starter pack that only set you back a few bucks, and gave you plenty of goodies. Well, at least we thought it was worth it. It was actually a pretty rare skin until it was released in the item shop on September 15th, 2018. If you take a long, hard look at this skin, you can totally see its resemblance to another soldier from one of the most popular first-person shooters of all time. Of course, we're talking about the mascot of Halo, Master Chief. They don't look like a spitting image of each other, but they definitely share plenty of similarities. Just the shape of the helmet and the visor is what really gives it away for us. Luckily, Epic Games didn't take things too far and decided against making the Rogue Agent green as well. That would have been a little too similar, so we're happy they put their own spin on it. Skull Trooper. The Skull Trooper is definitely a fan favorite Fortnite skin. There's no doubt about that. It first made an appearance in the item shop back on Halloween 2017, and if you weren't playing Fortnite back then or missed your chance to get it, the skin was re-released on Halloween 2018, sporting a nice green glow. We don't blame King Gronkbird for throwing his precious 1,500 V-Bucks at this skin. It was totally worth it just to be a part of the Skull Trooper crew. Now, if you already bought the skin on Halloween 2017, then you were given a purple glow for free to really make you stand out. For those of you who played The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, this green glow Skull Trooper skin looks a lot like one of the armor sets in the game. If you go down to the Gerudo Street Club, shh, don't tell anybody, it's a secret, you can buy the entire Radiant armor set. But would you look at that? It's a glowing green skeleton! Breath of the Wild came out first, so there's no reason not to believe that the Radiant armor set inspired the green glow Skull Trooper that upset so many OG players. Omega. Going all the way back to Season 4, we have the skin you could have only unlocked by getting to Tier 100 of the Battle Pass, Omega. As Danger shows us, this skin looked awesome back then, and still looks incredible today. You could be your very own supervillain taking out everything and everyone in your path using this skin. If you get it to Stage 5 though, you'll notice something really interesting about it. Sure, you can change the color of its glow, which is pretty rad, and it does look just a little bit like the Black Panther suit from the movie, but Overwatch fans noticed something that flew right over our heads. Although they might not even have a remotely similar color scheme, Omega looks a whole lot like one of the coolest ninja characters in the game. That's right, it's Genji from Overwatch. He's known for his powerful shuriken throws and the incredible damage he could do at close range with his Dragon Blade. Just looking at the face of Omega and Genji, the similarities are shocking. If you gave Genji Omega's color scheme, you'll probably think it's actually Omega. This isn't the only time you'll see Epic Games take inspiration from their friends at Blizzard either. GUAN YU. Epic Games loves to celebrate the festivals of every culture, and they've been celebrating Chinese New Year every year since the game came out. They celebrated this by adding Lucky Landing all those seasons ago, and by introducing us to plenty of new skins. One of these skins is GUAN YU, shown by ya boy Psycho. GUAN YU is undoubtedly an important figure in Chinese history, but he's also made plenty of appearances in other video games. We've seen GUAN YU in multiple Dynasty Warriors games, where he looks a lot like the version of the skin we see in Fortnite. The armor they're wearing is nearly identical. The ornaments on them and even the color is just so similar. It looks like the character just left Dynasty Warriors and entered the more cartoonish world of Fortnite. Now, it's possible that Epic Games didn't base their GUAN YU on the character in Dynasty Warriors, but the historical figure instead. It's also possible that the skin is totally inspired by Dynasty Warriors. We'll probably never know, but what we do know is that you can't deny how much they look like one another. WUKONG. The Wukong skin is one of the most interesting outfits in Fortnite. Ninja absolutely destroyed everyone while wearing this skin, which is a normal day in the life of one of Fortnite's best players. The skin is based on the Chinese mythological deity Sun Wukong, who's also known as the Monkey King. It was released only a few seasons into Fortnite Battle Royale, and was hands down one of the most creative skins at the time. In fact, we'd say it's still one of the coolest skins in the game. If you've ever played League of Legends or Smite, then you may have realized that this same Wukong is represented in those games. And they did it first. In League of Legends, Wukong's one of the playable champions who's a solid fighter, and could also do some work as a tank, depending on the situation. In Smite, he's one of the playable gods who also does his best work as a warrior who can get up close and personal and take a beating at the same time. In both of these games, the Monkey King looks a lot like its Fortnite counterpart with the armor and color to match. Who knew Wukong was so popular in video games? Arc. You'd figure we'd have gotten the Arc skin on Valentine's Day because, you know, angels and such, but that wasn't the case. Instead, she was sort of a guardian angel, released at the beginning of the new year to guide all of us Fortnite players through the crazy year that 2019's undoubtedly going to be. Salty has been using the skin to great effect, and we really like her look, especially those Arc wings that are bundled with her. Remember when we said earlier that Genji from Overwatch wasn't the only character from the game who inspired a Fortnite skin? Well, that's because, you guessed it, Arc is based off of a character in the game. Yep, we're talking about Mercy. We think we made that clear anyway, but just in case you were somehow still confused, she's one of the popular support characters in the game, best utilized as a field medic. She's also Swiss, and their flag looks like a medkit, so it's very fitting. Arc and Mercy are both angelic. They both have wings and they both have white hair. Need we say more? Sledgehammer. If you're into the whole army look, then you're in for a treat with these next two entries. First up, we have the Sledgehammer skin that could have only been unlocked at Tier 71 of Battle Pass Season 5. So, if you didn't unlock it back then like LX2, sadly, you're out of luck and probably won't ever get your hands on the skin. If you've ever played Rainbow Six Siege, which you really should because it's a solid first-person shooter, you'll quickly notice how similar Sledgehammer is to Blackbeard, who was introduced in the Operation Dust line expansion along with Valkyrie. Right away, both Sledgehammer and Blackbeard have the exact same color scheme. They're both rocking a sweet beard, wear a military vest, and showing off a dope pair of sunglasses. The only difference is their headwear though, so maybe they're just fraternal twins. If we learn that Sledgehammer's last name is Jensen, then they're definitely related, but as far as we know, there's no backstory to the skin. So we'll just say that he was inspired by the Rainbow Six Siege character. Tech Ops. If you're more of a fan of the stealthy look than the military look, then you were definitely intrigued by the Tech Ops skin, like ya boy Psycho. This skin was recently released in the item shop and looks very interesting. Whoever's under the mask is ready for any type of engagement. It's a pretty interesting getup if we do say so ourselves. And it'll only set you back 1,200 V-Bucks. If you're a Splinter Cell fan, which is another popular series of Tom Clancy games, just like Rainbow Six, this skin must have immediately reminded you of the main character of the games, Sam Fisher. Why would it remind you of him? Well, just take a look at the headgear on the Tech Ops skin. It sure looks a lot like the one on Sam's head, doesn't it? Of course, it's not exactly the same, but those lights are still there, and they're still giving off the same color. So the inspiration is right in front of us. Tech Ops has much more armor, but even their suits are quite similar. Arachne. Like most people, we're scared of spiders. Hey, we're not ashamed to admit it. Arachnophobia is one of the most common phobias, and the only thing scarier than a spider is an even bigger spider, or some kind of spider-human hybrid, which is exactly what we got right around Halloween 2018 when Epic Games released two skins based on the creepy crawlers with a Spider Knight and Arachne skins. Players like Brobox Gaming absolutely loved the look of the Arachne skin, especially with the long legs back bling. The only spiderish thing we like is Spider-Man, and that's about it. We weren't lying when we said that Epic Games was really inspired by Overwatch because, again, fans of the game will notice a similarity between the Arachne skin and a certain hero whose name is also based on a spider. Doesn't Widowmaker look a lot like the Fortnite skin? Sure, their skin tone is different, but whatever that thing is on her head is seen on both of them. It doesn't cover Widowmaker's eyes, but it's still really similar. Now, this could just be due to the fact that they're both based on spiders, but we just think they're too similar for it to be a coincidence. And we're sure that's not just our spidey senses tingling. Raven. Last but not least, we have the Raven skin. When the Raven skin was released back in April 2018, it instantly became one of the most popular ones in the game, and even DKSILV4 was in love with it. Is that DK Silva? But again, those who played Overwatch noticed something interesting about the skin. It looks a lot like the popular hero Reaper, and the similarities are immediately obvious. What's interesting about the whole thing is that after digging deeper into Epic Games' past, players noticed the skin might not actually be based on Reaper from Overwatch. Epic Games also had a game called Paragon that wasn't nearly as popular as Fortnite at any point in time. It's shut down now, but one of the heroes in the game was known as Revenant, and he looked a lot like Raven too, with his glowing eyes and his dark clothes full of feathers. There's a lot of confusion as to where the Raven skin truly came from, so we'll say it's a mix of Reaper and Revenant. Yeah, that sounds about right. And those are just some of the Fortnite skins that were inspired by characters from other video games. Are there any that we might have missed? What's your favorite skin in Fortnite? Let us know in the comments section below, and don't forget to subscribe to CBR for more Fortnite videos. Thanks for watching.